How's it going, everybody? Rob right here today, and we are back with our Ottawa Senators franchise mode here in round number 2 of the playoffs in 2027. I am ready to get this one underway, but first, guys, I want to let you know I am live over on Twitch tonight at 8 p.m. I will be streaming some Chell for you guys, maybe some franchise mode, maybe some Hut, maybe some games with you guys. If you guys are in there and you want to play together, go ahead, follow me on Twitch. I will be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, so go ahead. I will see you guys over there. But let's get started in this episode. We are going to be taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs after we went ahead and won our first round matchup pretty easily against the New York Islanders. It was a very dominant display. We scored 6 goals or more 3 times and winning this game 3-2 in overtime. So 7-2, 3-2, 6-4, 6-2. Goaltending's not an issue. Defense is not an issue against the Islanders. It just might be here against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who I believe, if I can remember correctly, swept the Tampa Bay Lightning, or did they take them to 7? It was one or the other. No, it was 6. Okay. So they did go in a longer series than I remember. The Capitals beat the Sabres in 7. They are going to be taking on the Devils, who won in 6, and that's all that matters to us. If you're a Western Conference fan, your teams are over there. Let's go ahead and show you guys what our lines look like so far. Stützle, very, very good postseason, 9 points. Him, Worrell, and Grigorenko have been a good line. Grigorenko is a +5. He's got 4 points, a point per game. I'll take it. Stützle with 9 points, as we saw, and then Brennan Worrell with 6 points, 3 goals in 4 games, +4 is very, very nice. Then we got Kerfoot, who's consistently been a underrated gem. One of those guys I signed for a big contract, $7 million per year. I think I may let him walk after this season, but he's been very good for us. 5 points, +6. Then we got Colin White, who we know has been a point machine in the regular season in the past. Kind of took a dip last season, but then picked it back up this season. So good to see him back in form. Last season was not a good season for him, but he has 6 points, a goal per game, which is nice, very nice. And then Brady Tkachuk, who's been what I thought was going to be a very, very good player for us, somebody who was going to kind of carry the load here, carry the torch, but alas, he never really turned out to be much. Then we got Pelletier, Brown, and Forsberg. Forsberg is one of those guys that he's listed as a second-line forward at 88. I can throw him on the third line, and we can just be absolutely dominant on that third line. Finally, the fourth line is Frederick Markstrom, Charlie Coyle, and Christian Acton, who I recently learned does not have an I in his name. There's no I in team. There's no I in Acton, and there's no I in the Ottawa Senators. There's an I in idiot, though. That's what I am. Acton here is the guy we got in the Drysdale trade to Toronto. He's got 2 points so far. Charlie Coyle's a -1. He's somebody we picked up for cheap at the deadline, a power forward. He's fine for us. I'm not too upset about that. We also picked up a guy named Torrey Krug at the deadline. He's playing with Shabbat. He's a +9. He has been phenomenal for us. 7 points for him. Then the middle pairing of Brandstrom and Fleury have been great as well. The bottom pairing of Ellis and Chichu has been abysmal. But you know what? We're hoping they can pick it up here. Reese Chichu may have to come out for Jeremy Waugh, who, wasn't exactly great last playoffs. I mean, I can't play these guys much less. If it turns out to be a problem, I may end up looking at it, but I don't think I'm going to need to. And then we got Gibson and Cutler. Gibson has been very, very good. He's been solid. I can't say he's been the reason we are where we are. I mean, 916 and 244 is nothing, Carey Price levels, but it's still very good and it's solid. I'll definitely take that. Now, for a refresher course on what the Toronto Maple Leafs have to throw at us. If you can't remember from any of the last playoff series, if you just check out all the latest videos, because we run into this team all the time in the playoffs, and it doesn't usually end well for us. They've got Landon McCammon, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner, which is a seriously deadly first line. McCammon here, 8 points. Matthews, 7 points. Marner, 6 points. Marner actually showed up in the playoffs in EA Sports Simulation. Oh my God, yeah, he did last season. Good Lord. Their second line is then Oscar Lindblom, Nicholas Robertson, and Christian Fisher. A very, very solid second line that is also simulating very well. Their third line is Hyman, Harrison, and Merkley. Another just a solid line. That one actually seems to be abysmal. Does not seem to be playing well. Looks solid on paper. And then Engvall, Der Argish... Semyon Der Arguchinstev. Arguchintsev, yeah. And then Michael McLeod, Der Arguchintsev, I believe is how you pronounce his name. He's a very good playmaker. Wow, he's very, very good. Toronto's got all these guys that their overall is not indicative of how good they are. Like McCammon here is Insane. 99 wrist shot accuracy, 96 offensive awareness, 99 passing, 96 defensive awareness. His skating, I mean, he's slow as molasses. He gets going really quick, but his top speed is granny level, and he's very aggressive too. So look out for that guy. Although you can probably sidestep a check from him because he's so damn slow. Sandin and Liljegren there are their top pairing, doing very, very well. Clefbaum and Drysdale are a big old minus. Jamie Drysdale, who we sent over there, had 21 points in 82 games, was a plus 26, but so far in the postseason is a -3. So that's maybe something we can look to take advantage of there. And then Travis Dermott and Brennan Gooley are a fine bottom pairing. So I'd definitely give us the edge in the defensive core without a doubt, but I mean, their first line is just so freaking good. It's so scary. In goal, they only have David Rittich, who's not playing terribly. He's playing just a bit worse than Gibson. So if I had to give us they have Ben Bishop too. How much are they paying Ben Bishop? Okay, not much at all. They're just paying him backup salary. That's a classic Toronto thing. Sign a 8-year-old Ben Bishop, 40-year-old Ben Bishop on a minor league deal. Yeah, that's classic them with like guys like Jason Spezza and Joe Thornton. But I would have to give us the edge in defense and goaltending, but they definitely have the edge in forward. So, I mean, we clearly had the better regular season. I mean, 56, 18, and 8 to their 48, 25, and 9. We also came in to the playoffs hotter. So we'll see if any of that translates here. All that matters is getting 4 wins. I don't care how they come. I don't care how many games it takes. We can get 4 wins in this series. I'm gonna jump for joy, boys. First period, we get off to an amazing start. Are you kidding me? 5 goals in the first period. We have come to play. None of them from below the faceoff dot either. That is crazy. All from far out. Rittich definitely dropping the ball there. Dermott got the scoring open, but followed by Kachuk. Worrell on the power play. A shorty from White. Brandstrom with a goal. Matthews responds, but not before Krug gets us a 5th goal. Gets our 3-goal insurance marker. If we blow this lead, guys, I'm going to be very, very upset. Second period, we are not going to blow the lead. Colin White gets a hat trick. Kachuk with another. Kachuk, who I said has been very, very quiet, has actually come in big in this first game. And we are up 8-2 here, guys. 9-2. Charlie Coyle gets another goal. They're keeping Rittich in. Ellis gets a power play goal. It is 10-2. Oh my goodness. Poor Rittich has allowed 10 goals on 30 shots. He's made 67% of his saves. Lindblom is going to score. Listen, we got to keep Toronto to 3. I don't want to see them get more offense, right? I know we scored 10 today, but yes, that's solid. Like, we can win a game where Toronto only scores 3 goals, right? We can win those kinds of games. But if we take a look at our stats, who did the best? Did anybody do poorly? Pelletier was a -1. When you win 10-3 and you're a -1, that's a problem. Anyway, -1 for Pelletier. These guys with 2 points. So it was the bottom 6 that kind of started to drop the ball a bit against probably their top lines, which, is to be understandable. But a 10-3 win, guys, I can't really be too upset about that. And Colin White's got 7 goals in 5 games played. Hopefully we didn't just use up all of our magic there in game number 1 on home ice. We came out inspired in game number 1. Will the momentum carry over to game number 2? I doubt we're going to have a 5-goal first period, but let's give it a look. First period, yeah, no, we didn't score any goals this first period. Is Harrison and then Robertson on the power play scores, and that's scary because Toronto, if they can consistently score, I don't want to be a team that only scores in bunches. I'd rather be a team that consistently scores a couple goals per period, not one that scores 5 in the first period and then, is quiet. Second period, and it's 3-0 as McLeod gets a goal. Guys, we just scored 10 last game. McLeod gets another goal, but Kachuk starts the comeback potentially. I mean, he got one quick. Der Augustinsev gets the 4-goal lead back for Toronto, and it's looking like we don't really have much of a fight left in us here in game number 2. Really used all of our goals in that first game. A bounce-back game from Rittich, but we do get one. It's probably too little too late. A consolation goal for Pelletier after his bad game last game where he was a minus. We are going to lose 5-2 in this one. The real bad pairing was Krug and Shabbat. Grigorenko, Stutzlo, Worrell were a -2 as well. Maybe I want to move Forsberg up to that top line. Forsberg is a good defensive presence. We can flip-flop him and Grigorenko and still get the same chemistry, but Forsberg can score. He can also defend, so I'm going to move him up there. Toronto ties the series at 1. Kind of, didn't expect, to go up too many games in this series, but I just don't want to be trailing for very long in this series. So I would like to win this game so that we don't trail in this series through 3. And that'd be a very happy position for us. First period, it's 0-0. So we do slow down Toronto's offense after their 5-goal game. They've scored 8 goals. We've scored 12, I think. So it's really been a high-scoring series so far. 6-4 average, I think, is the scores, which is ridiculous. Goaltenders need to step up. Second period, we do get one from Colin White on the power play, and he has come to play in this series, boys. He is putting in goals galore. So far, goaltenders for both teams stepping up as McCammon scores on the power play. Kind of felt like that one was coming. Halfway through the period, though, it is still 1-1. Toronto gets another power play and is going to score on that power play. They still have the power play. And it's 2-1 to Toronto. It's a defensive battle here, very unlike the first 2 in this series in Toronto. 90 seconds to go. Drysdale seals the game with an empty netter. Who took the penalties? I just want to know who took the penalties. It was Fleury, Brown, and White. I've never seen a holding the stick penalty in the game. I don't know if that's even possible. But yeah, I can't really fault any of those guys. None of those guys are serial penalty takers, I don't think. Taking a look at what didn't work. Pelletier, Acton, Grickering. So it was the bottom 6 again. I don't know what else I can do to help us out here. I mean, maybe getting rid of Reese Chichu for Jeremy Roy. Maybe. He's a -4. I think it's time. I'm going to bring in Wah. See how he does in this postseason. Just a simple change. He's out of the lineup. And in comes Wah. It's 2-1 to Toronto. We really got to equal this series. We got to tie this series here at 2 apiece, because if we go down 3-1, I'm not very confident in our ability to come back. I know we're a good team, but Toronto's also a good team, so I can't keep relying on the fact that, you know, oh, we're a good team. They have that star power that we don't have. Anyway, game 4 in Toronto. Let's please at least start with some goals. First period, 1-1. Okay, so Worrell gets 1 and Matthews gets 1. So both teams start with a goal. At least we got off the block quickly. So I'll take a goal when we can get a goal. Second period. All right, both teams scoring a goal. Brandstrom on the power play and Harrison there. It all comes down to this third period. And Pelletier gets an early power play goal, and Ryan Ellis on the power play gets the insurance marker we needed. That is a 2-goal advantage just 2 minutes into the period, and we're up 4-2. We get another power play opportunity. The whistles are blowing quickly and often in this series. Both teams taking penalties, and it's going to be who's more dominant on their power play. But with 1 minute to go, Krug is going to seal the game with an empty netter. White's going to add insult to injury just because he needs to hit his goal quota. We're going to win 6-2, even though it was really more of a 3-4-2 game. You know, it really was not a 6-2 game. So I will take 6 goals. I will take an equal series. Best of 3. Now, we have home ice advantage, and I like that, but can we just get some consistency in here? Also, how did Wah even do anything in that last game? I just want to see. Did Wah... He was a +1. You know what? +1. He gets to stay in. I'm keeping Wah in, boys. No crazy changes. We're on home ice. Let's see if the hometown crowd gets us going after a solid 6-2 win that I really would say is more of a 4-2 win. But this final score says 6-2. Can we keep the goals coming here? We keep going... You know, a lot of goals, not a lot of goals. A lot of goals, not a lot of goals. Can we, put in a solid amount of goals? I don't need 6. I need 4. And I can trust the rest of the team to do their job. First period, it's 1-1. Kerfoot scores and Marner scores on the power play. So Kerfoot getting in on the action. That second line, guys, has been so good in this series. Second period, wow. Robertson gets the lead for Toronto, but Brandstrom ties it on the power play. Worrell scoring for our first line, and Colin White scores there as well. Gets us a 4-2 lead in this one. Colin White, that second line, guys, but more specifically, Colin White, has been an absolute machine in this one. Wah gets himself a goal, and he's rewarding me for benching Chichu and playing him. Tkachuk gets a power play goal. There's another 6-goal game for your Ottawa Senators. I think we've only failed to score 6 in 2 games, and those were the 2 games we lost. It is 3-2 now in the series for your Ottawa Senators. Yeah, guys, we won 6-2, 6-2, 10-3. Those were our 3 wins. They won 5-2, 3-1. So when we don't score more than 3 goals, we don't win. And that's kind of how it goes, but I didn't expect us dropping between 3 and 6 goals, bouncing back and forth between those. But Colin White, my word, is on an absolute tear. I'm pretty sure he only had 4 goals coming into this series. He was a goal per game, right? Yeah, had 4 goals coming into this game. We've played 5 games. He scored 6 goals in 5 games in this series. Can he keep it up? He's also getting 4 assists. I think he's got, what, 10 points in this 5-game series? He's at 2 points per game. Jesus, Colin White, keep it up, guy. I'm not going to tell him to slow down or chill because the Toronto Maple Leafs have no chill. They've definitely hurt us in the past. I'm not going to hold... There's no mercy, basically. There's no mercy. I'm not going to do it. We're going to eliminate them, and we're going to beat them down as hard as we can. But McCammon is going to get the early goal before I can even simulate the first period. It's 2-2. Hayden Fleury equals the game. Mitch Marner on the power play. Christian Acton, the former Leaf, getting it even at 2. That's big for us. If we can just keep matching them, I believe in our defense and goaltending to just slightly give us the edge over Toronto here. I know it's been Colin White in that second line, but I do think in a tight game, it would favor us thanks to our defense. Second period, Engvall gets a 3-2 lead for Toronto. Heading into the third period, we need an early goal. We get a power play chance to tie it, and we do. Brandstrom gets the goal. It is 3-3. Toronto gets a power play, and the penalty kill does its job. 10 minutes to go here in an elimination game. Tim Stützle finally records a goal. I don't think I've called out his name at all in this series. Game 6 here, 4-3. Toronto's playoff lives on the line with a minute to go. We are going to eliminate the Toronto Maple Leafs, the nemesis of this series, them and Tampa Bay, both teams at home on the couch while we will continue playing. Colin White has now got 11 assists. Did he get 3 assists in that game? Colin White had, I think he had, what, 8 points coming into this series? 4 goals, 4 assists in 4 games? He had 6 goals, 7 assists in 6 games. That is absurd. Colin White, take a bow. What a series from him. 21 points in 10 games. 2 points per game. That is absolutely insane. We have Game 7 everywhere else. Thank God that's not us. We made it through past the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's all I care about, guys. But let's go ahead and see who is going to move on to the conference finals. Will it be Vancouver? Will it be Minnesota? Will it be Dallas? Will it be Winnipeg? But more importantly to us, will it be the New Jersey Devils or the Washington Capitals in our way from the Stanley Cup Finals? It will be the Washington Capitals. Their 50-win Capitals are what stands between us and a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals. And over in the Western Conference, it's Vancouver, it's Dallas. But guys, that's all the time I have for this one. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.